own Hussein here from FightHype.com, and I'm here with none other than trainer who's been, looks like he's been celebrating a big win this weekend.
Certainly have, mate. Yeah, I'm feeling not the best, but no,
you know what, let's
deservedly so.
Let's talk about that first then. Obviously Frampton back home in Belfast convincingly beat Donaire. Give me a sort of assessment of that performance.
I thought it was a great performance by Carl. He stuck to the game plan to a T. He was razor sharp, his feet were brilliant, his jab was lovely, his judgment at distance, and Donaire was always going to be dangerous. He was either going to do two things. He was either going to jump right on Carl and try and land that big shot, or he was going to sit off and try and set traps and let Carl make mistakes, which is what he did. And I was banging on to Carl saying, you know, don't play into his hands, you dictate the pace. He's going to try and set traps and try and let you walk onto one, so don't do it. Just box him from the outside and be smart. And he did. He did it to an absolute T. You know, he tried. He had a little go a few times with him on the inside, and just to feel how he was going, because I was saying to him that, you know, he might start to tire and have a little go with him. If he fights back, just exit and go back to what he was doing. But if you feel him starting to weaken on the inside, then go for it. And he never did. He could see in the 11th round he still had a bit in the tank, and he buzzed Carl a little bit. But
did you feel though during that fight that Carl sometimes was in the corner and he was just trading? Like, was there times then where you were thinking you need to just pull out a little bit?
I think Carl, he took a few little risks, but you know, in a big 12-round fight like that, I think he didn't take nowhere near as many risks as maybe he would have done if I'd not have been banging on to him constantly about, you know, be careful, keep your distance. So I just think that really he boxed a perfect game plan. He went about the job exactly I would have wanted him to do. There was a few little reminders that he had to stay sharp, especially I think it was the 5th or the 6th, and then in the 11th. But other than that, he was punch perfect.
Obviously, you've had 2 fights with him now, and you sort of got to know him a lot better. Being around Carl Frampton, it looks like he wants that Santa Cruz fight, the rubber match, where it's 1-1 at the moment, and he wants that fight. Is that the fight that you want as a trainer as well?
If Carl Frampton wants that fight, then I want that fight. You know, I'm all about doing what is best for the fighters, and then, you know, they've had 2 fights, they've won 1 each. It makes sense. It's boxing fans want to see it. I'm not too sure whether Santa Cruz wants it. He's not been very vocal about it, but you know, there's lots of options for Carl Frampton. It's not just all about Santa Cruz. Ideally, he'd like that fight, but Valdez is a big fight on the world stage. So if he's fit and healthy for Windsor Park in the summer, then ideally we'd like that.
What happens with that? So if Valdez isn't sort of healthy, we know he's got an injury. If he doesn't, and Carl is in that interim position to fight him, what's the sort of situation with that then?
Well, it depends on how long he's going to be out, because I think maybe he might vacate the title, and Carl would box for the vacant title against somebody else, but that's not an ideal situation. We'd want to beat Valdez, so I'm trying not to think negatively. I'm trying to think positive. Keep the positive vibes going, and I'm hoping Valdez is going to be fit. He accepts the fight, he comes over, he'll get well paid for it at Windsor Park, and it'll be a great fight for the fans.
Obviously, talking about the fight that the press conference is going to start in very soon is Billy Joe Saunders versus your fighter Matsumoto. We saw clips on BT for the first training camp. Obviously this fight got cancelled, where you guys were having, it was a laugh. It seemed like you were out doing karaoke, but there was a lot of work behind it. We saw clips of hard work. Firstly, let me talk about the karaoke. What's your favourite karaoke song? What do you sing out there? Because Martin was like, he's got a few, but
Martin, listen, first of all, Martin stole the show. In fact, no, he didn't. Tommy Cole stole the show.
I thought so.
But Martin's what did Martin sing now?
Cotton Eye Joe.
Cotton Eye Joe. Well, he did that at the gym the week before, and obviously that's his karaoke favourite. But I sort of went for the Ed Sheeran boring one, Castle on the Hill, and I just sort of bummed out of it. But listen, it was a good laugh when we was in a position to do it. I'm like a big kid. I've got to be honest. My missus will tell you, my kids will tell you. I've never grown up. But when I'm doing my job and I'm in the gym or I'm at home for hours, watching fights, analysing opponents, you know, coming up with game plans. I take my job very seriously.
Yeah.
But I'm a big believer in creating the right sort of atmosphere for fighters to perform, and a happy fight is a dangerous fight. I've been banging on with that statement for weeks and weeks, but it's true. And listen, let's have it right. If my fighters didn't perform at the weekend, I'd look stupid.
100%.
But I knew they was going to perform because they was in a good place, and the hard work had been done. You know, all the hard work had been done, and they was in a good place mentally, and they put the performances in.
All right, Jamie, you'll have to come back to me because I think the press conference is going to start. Sorry, mate.